Have you ever had a moment like this? On an ordinary afternoon or in the middle of a sleepless night, you look around at everything you have: a stable job, a harmonious family, a life that shines on social media, only to hear a faint yet persistent voice from deep within ask, "Is this truly what I want?" We live in an age of unprecedented noise. The expectations of others, the standards of society, and the gazes of the world act like countless invisible strings, pulling and shaping us. We learn how to be a good employee, a good partner, a good parent, a good friend. But in the process of playing these roles, we often forget how to be ourselves. Our life becomes like a play written for others. Our performance is flawless, yet we have lost the authentic script. The great psychologist Carl Jung once said, "He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakes." This article is an invitation to temporarily step back from the outward chase and embark on an inward journey. This is not a simple, quick fix guide, but a profound and empathetic exploration. It will accompany you as you part the clamor of the outside world, penetrate the fog of your inner world, and learn to hear that long-forgotten, yet immeasurably precious voice, your own. Chapter 1. The Great Forgetting. Why we lose ourselves. In the beginning of our lives, we are intimately connected to ourselves. A child expresses joy, anger, and sorrow without inhibition, knowing exactly what they want and do not want. Yet, the moment we step into society, a long process of socialization begins. Like an uncarved jade, we are placed on a precision sculpting machine, expected to be shaped into a specific form. 1. The silent contract between being loved and being oneself. To win the approval of parents, the affirmation of teachers, and the acceptance of peers, we learn to read situations and hide our inappropriate parts. We gradually understand that expressing certain emotions is immature, insisting on certain ideas is too stubborn, and pursuing certain dreams is unrealistic. We trade suppression and conformity for a sense of belonging and security. This is a wisdom of survival, yet it also leads us to unconsciously sign a silent contract with our true selves. I am willing to hide a part of me in exchange for your love and approval. Over time, that hidden part blurs and is eventually forgotten. 2. The echo chamber effect, lost in a labyrinth of others' definitions of happiness. In the information age, this sculpting machine has become even more powerful and pervasive. Social media constructs a vast echo chamber for us, filled with templates of the ideal life, what one should achieve by 30, what kind of body is beautiful, what kind of travel constitutes a life well lived. These standards envelop us like an invisible net. We start measuring our lives with others' rulers and defining our worth by their likes. We desperately chase a finish line that is always receding, while the anxiety and emptiness born from comparison follow us like a shadow. We get lost in a happiness defined by others, drifting further and further from our own inner peace. 3. The fear of the abyss, the cowardice that holds us back. Even when we recognize the problem and want to break free from these invisible shackles, we often find ourselves gripped by immense fear. The fear of disappointment. If we stop playing the sensible role, will our parents be disappointed? If we refuse unreasonable requests, will our friends and colleagues leave us? The fear of loneliness. To choose oneself often means walking a path few travel. We fear this uniqueness will leave us isolated and helpless. The fear of the unknown. For so long, we have been accustomed to moving along a predetermined track. If we choose another path, what lies ahead? This uncertainty alone is enough to be daunting. The deepest fear is to face ourselves. We are afraid that if we truly look inside, we will find a shadow self we are unwilling to acknowledge. We would rather languish in a numb clamor than face our true selves in lucid solitude. It is these layers of shackles and fears that lead us to stage this grand self-forgetting. Yet, the miracle of life is that no matter how far we stray, the innate desire to return to authenticity never truly dies. It will send us signals in various ways. Chapter 2. The Art of Listening. How to Reconcile with Your Inner World. Choosing yourself is not a dramatic revolution. It is rather an art of listening that must be relearned. Our inner world has never stopped speaking to us. We have simply forgotten its language. 1. Decoding your discomfort. Emotions as signals from your entire being. We often treat negative emotions like anxiety, confusion, fatigue, and jealousy as enemies to be quickly eliminated. But a wiser perspective is to see emotions as a dashboard for your entire life system, faithfully reflecting the integrated state of your body, mind, and environment. Imagine your emotions are like a warning light on a car's dashboard. The light itself is not the problem. It is a crucial signal inviting you to pay attention and investigate. A good driver doesn't simply smash the warning light. They open the hood to find the root cause of the signal. Therefore, when the warning light of anxiety, fatigue, or confusion turns on, we can, like a patient and kind mechanic, begin a diagnostic of self-exploration. First, check the hardware of your body. Many emotional fluctuations stem from the most basic physiological needs, such as lack of sleep or improper diet. Taking care of your body is the foundation of emotional health. Next, assess the road conditions of your environment. Draining relationships or a high-pressure work environment can also keep the alarm ringing. Seeing and acknowledging the impact of your environment can free you from unnecessary self-blame. Finally, explore the belief system within. After ruling out obvious physical and environmental issues, the signal may point to our deeper inner workings, such as a deviation from our core values or a persistent belief that I am not good enough. So, the next time a negative emotion arises, try not to push it away. Find a quiet corner, take a deep breath, and begin this multi-dimensional, compassionate inquiry by asking yourself, "My dear, you've turned on this light. What are you trying to tell me?" The answer may be simple or profound. But regardless, this shift in posture, from treating emotions as enemies to seeing them as messengers and guides, is the beginning of healing. It will lead us from being passive sufferers to active caretakers and healers of our own lives. 2. The wisdom of intuition. How to calibrate your inner compass. Our mind is skilled at logic, analysis, and weighing pros and cons. It is powerful, yet it is also like a noisy square filled with voices, rational analysis, fearful warnings, impulsive desires, and the echoes of social expectations. Beneath all this noise, there exists an older, deeper wisdom, intuition. It is like an inner compass, its needle always pointing toward the direction that is most aligned with our true self. The problem is that many of us have long forgotten how to read this compass. Therefore, the key to discussing intuition is not the pursuit of some nebulous, predictive accuracy, but the practical and concrete work of recalibrating it. How do we perform this delicate recalibration? The logic is not a simple leap of, if I can guess my lunch correctly, I can choose my life partner correctly. It is a complete training system of signal recognition and internal validation. The core of this training is to build a highly personalized internal feeling database through everyday small decisions. The process is like a scientific experiment with 3 key steps. Step 1. Recognize the signal. Before making a decision, pause and feel the different voices within. Discern which stems from anxiety, which from desire, and which from a place of quiet knowing. Step 2. Take low-stakes action. Make a choice based on the clearest or most peaceful signal. Step 3. Conduct an internal review and archive the feeling. After the choice, conduct an internal review. The point of validation is, in this situation I chose, how do my mind and body feel? Is it a sense of expansive ease or a hint of unease? Archive this choice-feeling connection in your internal database. Over time, your database will become richer. You will know clearly which inner signal, like a reliable North Star, always leads you to experiences of no regrets and inner peace, and which signal is often the disguise of fear or vanity. When a truly momentous decision arrives, you will no longer be guessing blindly at the future. At life's crossroads, though you still cannot predict which path has the better scenery, you now possess a well-calibrated compass. You can feel the resonance each option creates within you, and then consult your database to clearly discern the signal. At that moment, what you are doing is no longer a gamble on the future, but a calibration based on deep self-awareness and trust. The path you choose is the one that resonates in harmony with the truth deep within you. It cannot guarantee that every step of our life will be on a smooth path, but it can guarantee that every step will be on a path true to our own heart. Meeting your shadow. Finding whole power in imperfection. Jung introduced a crucial concept, the shadow. It refers to the parts of our personality that we repress, deny, and are unwilling to acknowledge. It could be our laziness, selfishness, anger, vulnerability, or even our undiscovered ambition and creativity. We repress it because we believe these traits are bad or unacceptable. However, Jung believed that in the shadow lies the gold. The more we try to deny and hide the shadow, the more it will manifest in our lives in destructive, unconscious ways. For example, a person who excessively suppresses their anger might one day explode over a trivial matter. A person who dares not acknowledge their ambition may subconsciously sabotage their own chances of success. To meet your shadow is not to indulge your dark side, but to, with courage and compassion, see and integrate that imperfect self. Meeting the shadow may sound like a daunting task, but it does not require us to immediately delve into the heart of darkness. It is a gentle, step-by-step self-exploration. We can begin in safe, manageable corners, lighting a candle of understanding for ourselves. The first step is honest self-awareness. Observe which traits in others irritate you the most. Often, the things that provoke a strong negative reaction in you are projections of the shadow you are unwilling to acknowledge in yourself. This mirror, though glaring, reflects the truth. Next, you can try to dialogue with it through journaling. Find an undisturbed moment and write down the thoughts and feelings you dare not tell anyone. Do not judge, simply allow them to flow. This is like opening a skylight for that long-imprisoned part of your inner self, letting the light in. Finally, learn to embrace your vulnerability. In a safe environment, try to admit, I too feel jealousy, I too feel fear, or I need help. You will find that this does not make you weak. On the contrary, this authenticity will fill you with strength and allow you to build deeper connections with others. Integrating the shadow is like finding a lost piece of a puzzle. Only then does your personality become more complete, three-dimensional, and therefore more powerful. You no longer need to expend immense energy to maintain a perfect facade. Instead, you can use that energy to create the life you truly want. Chapter 3. The Courageous Choice. How to live authenticity as a daily practice. After hearing your own voice, the more important step is to live out that voice. This is a practice that requires courage, patience, and continuous effort. 1. Living self-love as a radical act. True self-love is far more than taking a bubble bath or buying a new outfit. It is a radical and profound action, a complete transformation of your inner posture. Setting boundaries is the highest form of self-love. Gently but firmly say no to people and things that drain you and do not respect you. Your time and energy are your most precious resources, and you have the right to decide how to use them. Prioritize your own core needs. Before taking care of others, ask yourself if you are okay. This is not selfishness, but a responsibility. A driver with an empty gas tank cannot take anyone anywhere. Treat yourself as you would your dearest friend. When you mess up, how would you comfort your best friend? Try to treat yourself the same way. Replace self-criticism with self-encouragement and self-punishment with self-compassion. 2. The ripple effect. Choosing yourself is the greatest gift to the world. A common misconception is that choosing yourself will hurt others. But the opposite is true. When you begin to live your authentic self, your entire energy field changes, and this change will ripple outwards, positively affecting everything around you. You will have more authentic relationships. You will naturally attract people who resonate with you on the same frequency. People who appreciate you for who you are, not for the role you play. At the same time, relationships built on pretense and depletion will naturally fade from your life. This may be accompanied by growing pains, but what remains will be connections that nourish your soul. You will experience more synchronicity. This is another fascinating concept from Jung. When you are aligned with your inner self, you will find that the external world seems to start cooperating with you. You will happen to meet someone who can help you solve a problem, coincidentally see a book that points you in the right direction, or suddenly get a long-desired opportunity. This is not magic. It is that when your inner self is clear enough, you become keen enough to catch the clues the universe has prepared for you. 3. This is a lifelong journey, not a one-time arrival. Finally, it is crucial to remember that self-exploration and growth are not a straight line with a finish, but an ever-ascending spiral. You will not one day make it and be done for good. You will encounter setbacks, moments of renewed confusion, and times when old patterns try to resurface. This is all perfectly normal. Like learning a new language or a new skill, it requires continuous practice and patience. The key is that when you feel off course again, you now possess this map for looking inward. You know how to pause, how to listen, and how to, with compassion, bring yourself back to center. Each return will deepen your understanding of yourself and strengthen your inner power. Conclusion. Dear friend, please believe that this inward journey is not a step into the unknown, but a gentle return home. This return does not require a map, for your heart is the compass. It requires no luggage, for your every breath is the strength to move forward. It only requires you, in this moment, to be willing to carve out a sacred and quiet space for yourself amidst the clamor of the outside world. Try to let go of all the shoulds and musts and embrace your own feelings as you would a long-lost friend. Then, in the gentlest voice you can imagine, ask yourself, "My dear self, are you okay? What is it that you truly need?" The answer may be as simple as a ray of sunshine through the window, a silent, permitted tear, or the license to not try so hard for a moment. But it is these small moments of kindness to yourself that, like the warm spring sun, will melt the ice that has long confined you, allowing your inner spring of life to flow once more. Eventually, this life force will gather into a clear and profound lake, perfectly reflecting the original, whole version of you. May you, in the midst of 1,000 clamoring noises, find yourself, live as yourself, and ultimately become yourself.